Our next speaker in line is Gopikha Sivakumar from GEMS Modern Academy. She captivates audiences with eloquence, grace, and has an artful command over language. An avid learner with a boundless curiosity, she perceives the world in her own unique way. In her TED Talk, she will emphasize on how children face immense pressure to excel early in life. This cycle needs to break, as it is important for children to explore, make mistakes, and learn from their failures.
21 years ago, my parents packed their bags and came to this city with hopes, dreams, and aspirations. From crazy rich billionaires to some of the most influential people in the world, Dubai has it all. And so this extravagance naturally translated into my life. I grew up in a city with some of the best educational institutions, state-of-the-art healthcare facilities, most cutting-edge technology, and the opportunities to truly pursue any field of my choice. And so, from a very young age, I was pushed to excel at things I was even remotely good at. And this is not the story of one, but many kids in Dubai. Let's not forget, we're home to student entrepreneurs who make food delivery apps and search for crowdfunding. We're home to students who are representing their nations in United Nations conferences. But take a step back and question, can these amazing kids make a sandwich? Rather, can these outstanding kids savor every bite of it? Can these kids take a walk in the garden and truly appreciate nature without having a metric for excellence? Join me as we delve into how in our world, extraordinary is incredibly overrated and ordinary underrated. You see, we live in a world where people are running, not literally, in a desert, towards an illusion of water, a mirage that seems to be going further away the closer you try to get. You see, this mirage is named success. And having grown up in this world, I'm expected to know which mirage I'll be chasing for the next 40 years of my life. Be passionate about the chase, have the entire route map planned, and make sure that I have friendly conversation with the person traveling with me. And don't forget, you have to smile. You see, as second generation immigrant kids, we are pushed to become a part of the 1% of the world that makes it big. How do we know this? Most kids go back home from school just to run for another extracurricular. 8th graders have SAT tutors. 9th graders are doing internships with New York Times. And finally, the fact that the Ivy or nothing mindset exists in close to every household in this city is proof enough. Now, I can't blame the parents entirely either, right? I'm seeing a few mad faces in the audience. It comes from a place of genuineness and concern, right? You feel that if another kid is going for career counseling, I'd be putting my child at a disadvantage if I don't. True. You also feel that if you see a slight interest or a spark with a hobby or a subject, you push your kid to excel in it. And naturally so. But that might not be the best idea. You see, there's 3 things that can happen when you push your kids. Number 1, your kids become who you expect them to be. Sounds amazing, doesn't it? Now, when you talk about your kids becoming who you expect them to be, you talk about your kids becoming the kids you could never be. As kids, we all have this desire to be connected with our parents, to be accepted by them, to live up to their standards. But as parents, what you end up doing is you don't mold your children. Rather, you program them with every hour of their life dictated by a schedule or a checklist. Number 2, We create kids who value numbers and medals and trophies. Doesn't seem too bad again, does it? But what this does is, it creates kids with high performance drives. Kids who are addicted. Now everyone has things that they are addicted to, right? For some it's love, for some it's dal chawal, for some it's work, right? But for some, like your kids, it would be winning. Every race, showcase and competition they win, they'll feel this rush of dopamine. And when they don't, they'll abandon the activity and go in search of their next high. Number 3, we create kids who can't do things for the fun of it. You see, when you create kids who expect to be good at things and have amazing results and are really hardworking, they end up not being able to do things they aren't good at. They can't fall on a skating rink and laugh at themselves. They'd end up getting up, leaving, and never looking back. How do I know? I am that kid. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, there's so many problems with pushing your kids, so what should I do as a parent? Raise ordinary kids who can handle ordinary situations. It's usually the breakup that trips the Olympic player. It's usually the ordinary challenges that challenge the extraordinary people. There's 3 very ordinary things you can teach your children. Number 1, problem solving. Problem solving runs the world. You could be a doctor, you could be an architect, or even a professional gymnast. Problem solving is at the heart of evolution, and if you want to be relevant, successful, or just true to your job, you have to know how to solve problems. Okay, we get it. We have to solve problems. How do we do that though? How do we raise problem solvers without feeding the solutions? Make your kids sponges, ready to absorb new experiences, meet new people, have new cultures, read new things, explore the world, and importantly, make mistakes. In doing so, we create empathetic children who can perceive the world from perceptions and perspectives that are polar to their own. Number 2, create kids who are creative and consistent. You see, the thing about being creative and consistent. Now, creativity, you can't really ignore it. In a world where everything is a leaderboard, creativity and expression rules the world. The kids who don't look at metrics, who don't look at the gold medal or the silver medal or the bronze medal, are the ones that truly believe in themselves and their abilities. And let's not forget, with the rise of ChatGPT and artificial intelligence, there's nothing that sets us apart as humans except for creativity. This brings us to an equation of the solution. Passion plus discipline plus curiosity gives you solutions and, most importantly, satisfaction. The last ordinary lesson that you can teach your kids: raise comfortably confident kids. See, failure is inevitable. We all face it in life. But it's important we don't say, how could you fail with that? You put in so much work. You were so close. Rather, sit with your child. Help them figure out, okay, what went wrong? What went right? What should I do next time? And help them have a healthy relationship with failure. Help them face failure in the eyes and say, I accept it. This is my failure. And then they'll be able to analyze and truly learn from their failures. It's easy to say as a third person, turn your failures into stepping stones. But it becomes overwhelming for a kid to look at a big boulder with the name fear written on it, with the name failure written on it, and be expected to convert it into a stepping stone. Teach your kids how you did that. You see, there's 2 reasons why we need these comfortably confident kids. In a world where dumb luck and being the right place at the right time happens all too often, It's important we have belief in our abilities and in ourselves. And number two, it's these comfortably confident kids that are crazy and they love being it. Trust me, I'm getting somewhere. Think about the people who revolutionized this world. Steve Jobs, Thomas Edison. They were all called crazy at a point in time. And to be called crazy and have constructive feedback thrown at you at every turn, you need to be confident. Parents, adults, educators. I ask of you, think about your big moments of failure and success. Think about how they've shaped you. Now look at your kids. Look at how burnt out and breathless they are by the age of 17. Look at how hard it is to just be a kid. I meant mini high-performing adults. It's time. Teach your kids to pause, not to fast forward. Teach your kids to ensure they observe and not necessarily comment. Teach your kids to have an inner voice, not a louder voice. Teach your kids to stop looking for a number and start searching for a feeling. In the search for the extraordinary, teach your kids to be ordinary. Thank you.